Hello and welcome to the news at 9. I am Fatima Siddiqui for the news headlines. Federal government, UN seek action against food insecurity. Senate probes firearms misuse, killings by customs officials. Anthrax, animal health architecture in disrepair, employ more professionals to tackle it. NVMA urges Governor AbdulRazaq. Federal government received Canada's $9.2 million COVID-19 grant. Customs CG pledges seamless operation at Lekki Port. NAPTIP rescues 1,085 victims of human trafficking in Kano. WHO warns Nigeria, others over contaminated cough syrup. Elegbeleye at Nigeria Premier Football League board. Now, the news in detail. The federal government and the United Nations have called for a holistic approach to address food insecurity in Nigeria. The Permanent Secretary, the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, and the United Nations Information Center, NAPTIP, described the food system as the most complicated, added that the system entails complex networks that include inputs and outputs of food production processes and consumption. The Permanent Secretary noted that the federal government is working towards reducing hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition. The Senate has berated the Nigerian Customs Service over the incessant killing and shootings of Nigerians, particularly those living in border communities. The Senate particularly condemned the indiscriminate shooting by customs officers in Katsina State on July 13. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, thereafter set up an ad hoc committee to investigate allegations of abuse and human rights violations against the NCS. The Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, Kwara State Chapter, has sounded an alarm over the recent outbreak of anthrax in Nigeria. In a press statement made available to the media by Dr. Toluwaseniyi, Secretary of the association, called on Kwara State Governor AbdulRazaq to take immediate action in preventing the further spread of anthrax within the state. The association further highlighted the need for heightened vigilance in Kwara markets and abattoirs, both government-owned and privately owned, across the 16 local government areas of Kwara State. They urged the state government to employ more veterinary personnel to ensure the safety and quality of meat and meat products amid the outbreaks. In an additional call to action, the association warned pet owners, dog breeders, and fish farmers against feeding dead animals to their pets and stocks, stressing that such practices are against public health interests. The association also affirmed its readiness to collaborate with the state government in safeguarding public health and protecting the economic interests of Kwarans. They urged individuals who experience symptoms consistent with anthrax or suspect outbreaks on their farms to contact the Kwara State Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Health promptly. The federal government on Wednesday received $9.2 million grant from the Canadian government to support the scale-up of COVID-19 vaccine service among high-priority risk groups and to strengthen the health system in Nigeria. Speaking at the ceremony in Abuja, the High Commissioner of Canada to Nigeria, Jeremy Christophe, said the project was another example of Canada's historical institutional relationship with the WHO to support Nigeria in the critical work for preventing disease and protecting those most at risk. Christophe said, though COVID-19 was no longer a global emergency, it it is still important to reinforce public health systems as part of an inclusive and sustainable recovery. The Acting Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, has reaffirmed the support of the service towards the seamless operations at the Lekki Deep Seaport as a key contributor to the national economy. The Customs CG gave the assurance on Wednesday after his first official visit to the port in Lekki, Lagos, according to a statement on Thursday. Adeniyi explained that the NCS will provide all the necessary support needed at the port to facilitate and boost trade in Nigeria in line with the mandate of the service. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Kano Zonal Command, said that it has rescued no fewer than 1,085 victims of human trafficking from January to July 2023. The public relations officer of the zone, Aliyu Kali, disclosed this while speaking to newsmen on Wednesday. He also said the 1,085 victims are a combination of 932 victims of irregular migration who were repatriated and handed over to the agency through the International Organization for Migration in collaboration with the National Emergency Management Agency of Nigeria. The World Health Organization has alerted Nigeria and other countries on contaminated natural cold syrup discovered in Cameroon. The organization gave the notification in a medical product alert posted on its website. It said that the substandard product is unsafe, especially in children, may result in serious injury or death. Last on the news, sports. The Nigeria Football Federation has constituted the board of the Nigeria Premier Football League with former chairman of the Interim Management Committee, Honorable Elegbeleye, as chairman of the board. Elegbeleye, a former deputy chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Youth and Sports, and also a former Director General of the National Sports Commission, headed the IMC that brilliantly executed the last NPFL season and the Super 6, drawing high praise from the NFF and stakeholders in general. Come to the end of the news. Here's a recap of the story. Federal government, UN seek action against food insecurity. Senate probes firearms misuse, killings by customs officials. Anthrax, animal health architecture in disrepair, employ more professionals to tackle it. NVMA audits Gov AbdulRazaq. Federal government receives Canada's $9.2 million COVID-19 grant. Customs CG pledges seamless operation at Lekki Port. NAPTIP rescues 1,085 victims of human trafficking in Kano. WHO warns Nigeria, others over contaminated cough syrup. Elegbeleye at Nigeria Premier Football League Board. Thank you for watching Justeventonline News. Be there for others always, but never leave yourself behind. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com, and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Just Events Online. You can also send us an email on justeventsonline@gmail.com. I am Fatima Siddiqui. Good night.